Hello everybody, welcome back to a quick little off-the-cuff mini-sode of Transylvaniacs, where we are looking today at the Robert Eggers Nosferatu trailer that just dropped. Hell yeah.
I'm really excited. It's been a minute since we've done this. This one's going to be a little quick one. I don't think we're even doing every Dracula A through Dracula Z. This is maybe like Dracula A through Dracula H.
Yeah, exactly. This is the first set of hanging files of Dracu. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, this is super fucking cool. If you didn't listen to our other little trailer react, we did one a few years ago before Renfield came out. But as mentioned, today we're looking at the upcoming Nosferatu film, which is so exciting. Let's just get right into it. I'm assuming everybody who's listening to this has seen the trailer, so I'm not even going to bother going through shit. But I want to hear what you noticed, what stood out to you, what you're excited about. Go for it. You first.
Okay, so the first thing I noticed is what's not there, and that they're still playing Bill Skarsgård's Count Orlok real close to the chest. There have been no images released. You get his silhouette at the end of the trailer, but you still do not see what this man looks like in his little pale rat man.
Honestly, I think that is such a good fucking move. I think it really builds the tension well. I'm tired of seeing shit in trailers, and that last silhouette shot was awesome.
Oh, it's so tight.
So tight.
The other quick little things I noticed is you get a shot of an illuminated text, and you get those Enochian symbols that were all over the place in the original 20s version that are coming back into this one. So it looks like maybe they're trying to do more of that occult aspect that wasn't really in the Herzog version. There's a naked lady on a horse and a bunch of guys with torches. There's some kind of cult stuff going on, it looks like. That seems cool.
Definitely. And, that definitely brought me back to the original 20s version. And then, kind of strangely enough, to the Hammer Dracula, because I believe that Renfield has a whole bunch of, weird occult drawings.
Yeah.
So, it's nice to see that aspect as opposed to, kind of playing off. It's just a revisiting of lore that we haven't seen in a mainstream title in a while, which definitely excites me. Please continue going off here.
I think so it really feels like this thing's gonna focus on Lily Rose Depp as Ellen, and kind of it seems like she's sort of the center character. And I mean, she always ends up being the one who's the most important, in the other in the original Nosferatu and in the Herzog version, but this one really, at least from the trailer, seems like it's really centered on her, right from the start.
Yeah, absolutely. And it does seem much like the original, we're getting a combination of Mina and Lucy. Did you see in the credits, do you think that the character is named Ellen, or we're just going off of the...
I'm looking at the IMDb page for this one,
and
they're using all of the names from the original German one.
Okay, that rules.
Yeah, so we got Hutter, we got Orlok, we've got Willem Dafoe as Professor Albin Eberhard von Franz, rocking in this trailer just a spectacular mustache.
Spectacular mustache, spectacular mutton chops. This is funny for Dafoe specifically because he was in a early 2000s movie called Shadow of the Vampire, which is a fictionalized retelling of the making of the 20s Nosferatu. So this is his second time doing...
Oh, you're so right. Oh my god.
Yeah. But, in that one, he was playing Max Schreck. So, who is playing Orlok in the 20s one. So this is a fun full circle moment for him. May I just say, I respect Willem Dafoe for just never fucking stopping cranking out movies. He and Nick Cage are the most hardworking actors in Hollywood right now. They will take anything. They do not give a fuck. Defoe's fucking filmography has its own Wikipedia page. The man cannot retire, and I love that for him.
It is, I mean, I'm never going to be sad to see this man show up in a movie. I love that he and Eggers have got this little collaborative spirit going on, and that he's been showing up in, like all of these since The Lighthouse? It seems like these two get on real well. Also, Nicholas Hoult really just doing the most in these, like, really just popping up in these modern Dracula adaptations.
Yep, good for him. He's the Dracula guy now. And honestly, I think he might bring something to Hutter, because Hutter/Jonathan is always so fucking boring. So I'd like to see kind of like a hip young actor do something, especially in the way that this looks. Like, for me, what stuck out was that this seems like a very heightened tone. Like, Eggers always does heightened, but he tends to get there by way of restrained. I know that sounds insane, but does that make sense to you?
I mean, no, it really does. I mean, I was talking to a friend about The Witch yesterday, and how that is a movie that is interesting because it is, on one hand, there's not a lot of incident. It's filmed, it's very subdued, but it is also very submerged in this world. It is a lot of using natural lighting for shots. It is filmed with a 17th century dialect. So it's really immersed in the world it is in. It really goes that extra mile, and even if the story it is telling is like a slow burn, it feels like he's always going for it. I mean, and then The Northman is just like, you know, it's interesting because The Northman came out like 2 years ago. Is like a mixture of that kind of stuff, and then like every 20 minutes, these bursts of like heavy metal insanity. Like the last scene of the movie is basically just an Amon Amarth album playing out.
That rolls. I didn't see The Northman actually.
Oh, dude, I think you would really dig it.
I should watch it. And then The Lighthouse, of course, is your classic slow burn. It really an Eggers piece. This is so derivative and shitty, but I was talking with a friend of the pod, Sarah Lawrence, about how like The Witch is for girls, The Lighthouse is for boys. I don't know how to explain it, but they're like so two sides of the same coin, from like a very comically gendered perspective. In terms of people slowly being driven into insanity. But
it's like when McDonald's would have like the boys and girls toys, but for like atmospheric horror movies.
Exactly. But yeah, this looks like it is a little louder for him. Like, part of what is the defining aesthetic of a lot of Eggers things is that they are unbelievably slow. But this, based on the trailer at least, seems like it might pick up the pace pretty quick. I think we're not going to see Orlok for almost the entire film, to be honest with you. I think we'll get a few really fucking creepy shots that are similar, if not identical, to the 20s one. And then I think we're going to spend a lot of time seeing shadows and silhouettes and, kind of hearing Skarsgård speak off screen.
Interesting. So do you think we're just going to, like, skip, like, Hutter's trek to the Carpathians in the Borgo Pass and just, like, cut right from, like, him coming back being, like, panicked? Because that could be cool.
I kind of think so, because based on the fact that it opened with Lily Rose Depp, that makes me think that we're going to stick with her the whole time as opposed to Hutter.
That's a cool perspective. I like that. I think
I don't know, but it's a possibility.
I do really like that, though. I mean, I feel like there's something in that uncertainty, and I think it breaks. I mean, how many of these have we done now, right? Where
So
you
many.
sort of you get the arc of like, oh, we got the part where like Jonathan Harker / Hutter is like the slowest on the uptake he could possibly be for the first 20 to 30 minutes of the movie, and then you switch over to Mina or Ellen or whoever is in that one. And this, if you're right, I feel like that could be a way to really keep this fresh.
Right. I don't know. He might want to do the castle. He might do the castle after. I don't really know. I'm curious.
I mean, we get that opening shot of the castle, but I mean, that by no means mean it is like right up the front of the film.
Right. The other thing I was noticing a lot of was this definitely is going to be hornier. Like, Eggers stuff is always a little bit horny, but in kind of like a esoteric, freaky way. I think this is going to be directly horny, to be honest with you.
Oh, for sure.
It seemed horny. Which is fun. We haven't had a hardcore psychosexual Dracula in a minute. We had our goofy horror comedies. We had our boat killer. But it's time to. I'm kind of viewing this as like almost a companion piece to Bram Stoker's Dracula, to the '92 film, because that I think is what this was going for. But this is doing it from a 2024 atmospheric horror perspective as opposed to a early '90s blockbuster. I
really cannot wait to see the inevitable like post this generates on X or whatever the hell like social media people have jumped to now, that is just like Skarsgård Orlok with the words "Hear me out." It's going to happen. I can see it.
It's going to happen. No, everybody loves. Is that Bill Skarsgård?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is the subject of so much thirst from people who like a freaky little rat man.
What's the over under of Skarsgård Orlok becoming the next Tumblr sexy man?
Oh, way over. Like, so much. It is not even a question at this point. That website will fuck anything. But yeah, I'm really excited about this. It seems to me, in terms of the story of the original Nosferatu, I do think we are going to get the ending of Ellen/Mina sacrificing herself, specifically because Defoe says to her, you're the only one that can save us. We might get a twist. We might get an Eggers twist where we have a moment like The Witch, where instead of doing that, she says, fuck you guys. But I'm curious to see if we're going to play it straight in terms of the story. Because at this point, we're getting into multi-level adaptation, right? Like, we're getting adaptation of an adaptation. So I'm curious to see what of the source material, of both source materials, it draws on and what it decides to change.
I think what I think is so cool is how Nosferatu, which, famously was almost destroyed because of how derivative it was deemed to be, is its own separate thing.
Yeah.
It has its own separate lineage in the way that people think about it and what that story is. I think Herzog approaches it as a very different thing from Dracula. It's a meditation on what Orlok is and what he represents is very different. There's a different kind of, I think there's something in that Germanic Gothicness versus the English.
Definitely.
That does change the timbre of the thing, and I felt like I was really seeing that in a lot of the imagery that they're putting up front in this trailer. Hard
agree there, which is also exciting. We've done Victorian, like, we're good. We've seen so much of it. Let's try something else. And then kind of like the last thing that I wanted to touch on was what I think is kind of the most fire bar award of the trailer, which is Defoe as our Van Helsing analog is talking to Lily Rose Depp as our Mina/Ellen analog. That she's had these dreams about Orlok since childhood, and she says, it's at my wedding, and I turn around, everybody's dead, and standing before me is death, but I've never felt so happy. That shit is straight fire, and that is an original line, and I am, really fucking excited for that.
Oh, that one really pops off. I watched this trailer just twice in a row.
Me too,
and
literally.
Both times just was like, oh, hell yeah. That in the final shot of, a black shadow of a hand just creeping over the city. Great stuff.
It's fucking sick. I'm really excited about it. I'm excited for us to watch this. We'll do our post-holiday review of this and try to have it up for you guys. But in the meantime, we should have more episodes for you soon. But thanks for hanging out with us for this quick and dirty little trailer react here.
Yeah, thank you so much for dropping in.